What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chicago Bulls are currently 3-2 in terms of their record. And ultimately, I don't think many people saw that coming. I mean, we're plus 500. The last time we saw that was in 2022. A long time ago, to say the least. It's kind of crazy. But at the end of the day, is it something that really surprises me at this point in time? Can I truly be surprised by the Chicago Bulls? And ultimately, let's discuss what has surprised me and maybe what hasn't surprised me in this video. But before we get any further, if you liked the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and whether or not they have surprised you thus far in this upcoming season. Now, look, in terms of being surprised, I think there are elements of the Chicago Bulls game that has surprised me, but where we are right now actually hasn't surprised me. I want to take you back to a video. I think it's called "Has the Chicago Bulls Preseason Changed My Mind?" And basically, it's a video where I talked about where the Bulls I think are going to finish and just ultimately what they're going to be doing in the regular season and whether or not preseason has made a change in the mindset. And ultimately, my answer to that question was no. I don't think the Bulls necessarily get much better than what I originally thought, which is, the play-in tournament and stuff of that nature. But what I did say is the Chicago Bulls are going to have a good start to the season. The reason why I said that is I could just tell from preseason what we were trying to do. And I think at the very beginning of the season, where teams are not well adjusted, where teams are trying to figure things out themselves, this was the perfect opportunity for the Bulls to have a good start. And you've seen it. There's two teams that were up by 20 points against us and couldn't complete the comeback because they themselves are not fully 100% there as a team. Memphis are not 100% there as a team. Orlando is not 100% there as a team. So there's adjustments there for those teams. And the Bulls had a great preseason where they found things and things were starting to click, and that was only going to improve from preseason onwards. So I always thought the Bulls were going to have a good start to the season. By good, I didn't necessarily mean plus 500. That's a bit of a surprise, but good enough where people will look at this team and say, hey, I'm quite surprised by how the beginning of the season went. And that's just what I predicted. So I can't say I'm surprised by that. But what I am surprised about is, I guess, how the Chicago Bulls have kind of formulated some of these wins. No one could have told me that the Chicago Bulls were going to come back from 2 games, 20 plus down 2 times in a row. I think the last time that was done was literally before I was even born. That's an insane stat to have under your belt. It's almost similar to the back-to-back buzzer beaters that DeMar DeRozan had. I mean, the last time that happened was Larry Bird or something along those lines. Or maybe DeRozan was the first one to actually do it on a back-to-back. I don't know. It's an insane record. It's one of those records you don't think about, but ultimately, when you have it, it's quite nice. And that's what the Bulls currently did, at least from their own season, which is nice. It's beautiful. But that's definitely a surprise. I think some of our defensive displays have been a surprise as well. Ultimately, in the half-court defense, I will say, I will remain true to the fact I don't like our transition defense. I haven't liked it all season. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I'm just not a big fan of the Bulls transitionally at the moment on the defensive end. And the three-point shooting's still been very inconsistent. But it's surprising to me how our mental fortitude as well has been able to currently take the center stage in my eyes for the Chicago Bulls. I don't think, again, because of the 20-point comebacks, you have to praise the Chicago Bulls' mental fortitude. You have to give credit to the mentality of the team. Whether it's the coaching staff that's drilling it into the players, or whether it's the players stepping up when they need it the most. Maybe it's the situations that they went through last season with all the clutch games they were in. They just know how to get themselves into games and into those final moments. They know what to do. They can deal with it. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. There's so many things you just can't explain. Maybe it is just the mental side that kicks in, and that's how the Bulls come back in these games and get close and competitive victories. I really don't know the answer to it, but that is something that has definitely surprised me as well. Put it this way, if we were down to the Memphis Grizzlies, or let's just say, imagine you were down to the Memphis Grizzlies, I guess when we were in preseason, I would say we would probably lose by 30 or 40 points. I'd probably turn the game off at halftime and not want to watch it. I probably wouldn't want to make a game reaction on it. But the fact that they come back from those games, it makes every game you second guess something. It makes you believe that there is something that can happen, even if it doesn't. It makes you believe in it, which is quite interesting. And those are the things that have surprised me about the Chicago Bulls. Now, what is going to surprise me even more? I said that the Bulls would have a good start to the season, which so far they have. But I also said that eventually, down the line, whether it's 20 games in, 30 games in, halfway through, the Bulls are going to get found out. The teams are going to figure out how the Chicago Bulls play, and they're going to find a way to stop us. And it happens every single season with almost every team. You get more and more information about a team. Teams will start to figure out how you like to play, and they're going to formulate ways to stop you. It may take one team to do it, and then the rest of the teams are going to copy it. A copycat league, as they like to say. What will surprise me is if the Bulls don't get figured out. If teams simply cannot find a way to stop us. That will surprise me, ladies and gentlemen, because that will show that we've really taken a new step in a modern fashion of basketball. We've got the right players in place. We've got the right coaching staff in place. Everything is going right. And if that happens, that will surprise me. I do see one way, form, or fashion, the Bulls getting figured out. And it only takes one team to do it. And that is something that, if it doesn't happen, if we don't get figured out, if we end up continuing to go on a positive run, maybe we finish the season plus 500, maybe we end up making the playoffs, I don't know what it is. But if we do something like that, and knowing that the Bulls are going to remain unpredictable and fun to watch each and every single game, that will surprise me. But I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts. Whether it does last for only the beginning of the season, or whether it does, last throughout the whole season. Enjoy it, ladies and gentlemen. This is a time for the Bulls fans to be excited. We made some big changes we didn't think could work, and they're turning into situations where we're making it work. Lonzo Ball coming back, no one predicted. That's a big surprise in its own right. No one predicted Lonzo Ball to come back and be the same guy. Most people didn't. And he's turned out to be quite an interesting player, quite a fun player to watch. Josh Giddey is really showing value in himself, a point to prove, and he's proving it, ladies and gentlemen. Zach LaVine, outside of the recent injury that he sustained, has been very good for the Chicago Bulls. Vucevic has been consistent. Kobe White showing that he's still a superstar or close to superstar caliber player, maybe close to all-star caliber player. And our bench is looking eager to prove themselves as well. There's a lot to like about this Bulls team at the moment. So enjoy it, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll see what happens against the Nets. I think that game is in a couple of hours' time. I don't actually know when the game is, but I'll be sure to check it after the video. Enjoy these moments. Enjoy the time, because you never know how long it's going to take. You never know when it's going to be taken away from you. You never know when an injury, a big one, is going to be around the corner. You just don't know these things. Don't take these games for granted. Watch the games. Enjoy the games. Feel the emotion of the games. And let's hope the Bulls continue to have a good start to the season. Being 3-2, I know it's only 3-2, but it's a big deal for me, because we haven't seen plus 500 in a long time. So again, however long it may last, I'm going to enjoy being a plus 500 team. I'm going to brag about it to everybody. I'm going to make fun of teams that are not 3-2. I'm going to do the whole 9 yards. And we'll see what ends up happening. May not do it on video, but to my friends and stuff, I'm going to do all of that. So we'll wait and see. That's going to be me today. Are you surprised? Maybe you're not surprised. Maybe you're like me. Some areas you're surprised about. Some areas you kind of predicted. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.